So we know that there must be something beyond our universe that is spaceless, timeless, and uncaused, which created the universe and everything in it. But is such a being also a person? If yes, then we have successfully shown that there must be a god. But I must warn you that this argument gets a little bit complex, so you might want to watch the video multiple times in order to understand it. But in order to make things simpler, we need to take a look at ice. The cause of water turning into ice is the temperature going to either below 0 degrees Celsius or below 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Now imagine that the temperature has always been below 0 degrees Celsius for all eternity. If that's the case, when did it begin to freeze? Well, never, because no matter how far you go back, it was always frozen, since the conditions for freezing have always been satisfied. If the cause is a set of conditions, then if the conditions are eternal, then the effect must also be eternal. Now we already know that an infinite regress is impossible, so it does nothing but push the problem one step back to say that that cause had a cause, because the cause of this cause would be subject to the very same argument itself. Unfortunately, on determinism, the only two possibilities are an eternal universe, which we know doesn't exist, and number two, an infinite regress, which we know is impossible. Therefore, the only alternative is a non-deterministic system, and this is where we must introduce free will. But what is free will, and how does it help us understand how the universe could have been created? Libertarian free will is the theory that an individual can make a choice that is not determined by any factor outside the agent making the choice. In other words, it is the theory that free will is not compatible with determinism. It is on free will that a being that has existed throughout all of eternity could at some point willingly choose to create in the finite past, since their decision is not based on any set of circumstances. Libertarian free will is the only thing that is not determined by a set of conditions. Now, although this type of free will might be difficult to wrap your mind around, self-causation is the basis of libertarian free will, and it is the only escape from determinism. But the problem is you can't really have a being that is able to make free choices unless that being is also a person. Now, you don't have to call him God, you can just call him the extremely powerful, spaceless, timeless, immaterial person who created the universe and everything in it. Now, this argument is only one of many to show that there is a personal creator God, but that still leaves questions like, if there is such a God, what is he like? Is he loving? What sort of things does he expect of us? And in future videos, we will actually dive into the answers to those questions as well.